Hello guys, Reda here. Welcome to our 8th research report already. This time it's gonna be on a layer 2 called Metis. People know this project because the mother of Vitalik is literally working on this. This coin is pretty special for me. This is one of the coins that I called in 2023 from around like 12 to $13 in our community, of course. So yeah, let's dive into the fundamentals and of course also technicals, which are going to be later in the video. So before you continue the video, always make sure to read the disclaimer for your own safety. Right now, we're going to dive into the introduction to Metis. So Metis is a layer 2, so Ethereum layer 2 solution designed to make smart contract deployment faster and more efficient. It directly addresses Ethereum's common challenges such as high transaction costs, slow speeds, and scalability limitations. The same way Arbitrum is trying to tackle this, and the same way Optimism is trying to tackle this. So Metis is, having some competition from other, layer twos. So Metis stands out as the first optimistic rollup to decentralize the sequencer, which means that there's no single point of failure. This makes the network much more secure and decentralized. I tried Metis myself, the blockchain during the airdrops. During the airdrop era, and yeah, Metis was pretty fast. I didn't run into any problems. So let's dive in how Metis works in the next slide. So, like I said, how does Metis work? Metis uses a technology called optimistic rollup, which bundles many transactions together. This allows them to be processed faster and more cheaply than they would be on the Ethereum mainnet. The decentralized sequencer is key here. So this is one of their main technology that they just made in the past year. It ensures that no one party can control the network or cause it to fail, maintaining decentralization. I'm gonna have to be honest here, guys. When a project tells you, quote unquote decentralization, I would take it with a grain of salt, okay? I don't think many blockchains are truly decentralized. I think the only project that is decentralized would be Monero and Bitcoin. But most of these blockchains, as we have seen in the past, they can turn it off like immediately, i.e. Solana. Finally, Metis is designed to scale Ethereum's capabilities while keeping the decentralized nature of blockchain intact. Okay, so again, trying to, if transactions are getting clogged up too much or there's meme coin season on Ethereum, right? Metis is going to be there to take those customers up to their blockchain, okay? And as you can see in this picture, Metis is also interconnected with, protocols like Sushi, right? They use the Oracle from Link. They have a connection with Layer 0, with Stargate, so that means they're also multi-chain compatible. So the links. So where can you find Metis? Metis you can find on their website, metis.io, to check out what they offer. They have a pretty healthy interaction on Twitter. They have around 217k followers. Also, their latest tweet was on September 17th, where they announced they're gonna also dive into the gaming sector. They have a partnership with Google Cloud, as you can see right there. The interactions was pretty nice, looks pretty healthy to me, and I think they tweet like every 2-3 days, right? This is the website in front of you. Let me just pause really quick, right? Just you can see it really. You see advantages. You can see everything here. What I just talked about: scalable, low gas fees, community based, right? They focus on the community. They offer grants, as you can see. They show their partnerships, all their DApps, and all their their advocates, right? So narrative, like I just said, as you can see, in this little video, Metis falls into the layer 2 narrative, which means it's gonna be in a very competitive space with projects like I just mentioned, Arbitrum, Optimism. You have Mode, you have ZK Sync, you have all these layer 2s, so they're gonna have to fight with each other which one is the best. I do think personally that Metis, they've been building for years now, and with their decentralized sequencer, they I do think they truly stand out so far. So yeah, we're gonna have to see, of course, right? So tokenomics, Metis has a very scarce supply. They have only a max supply of 10 million. They still have around like 4 million tokens left to be distributed, but this is going to be very slow, okay? Because you can actually mine Metis. So most of the supply that's still going to be released is going to be through mining, okay? So it's going to be really slow. But I can assure you that all the tokens from the investors, from the team, from the angels, from angel rounds, are all gone. Okay, so all these tokens that that are supposed to get be dumped, you can see the last amount of tokens was from the team, and that got literally released back in August. So they have no more tokens. So the only tokens that are left are these on track ones. This is not the right number here because I couldn't find the true vesting schedule, but they have around 4 million left, and those are going to be for airdrops. And they're going to be from mining rewards. So very scarce supply, from Metis. And I also think that they do token burning as well, but I'm going to have to dive into that. So that's the vesting and the tokenomics. Let's go into the investors. So these are the coins that I just mentioned. So they had a couple, known VCs. They had OKX Ventures. They also had A21 Capital, which I don't like. Right? They are like one of the worst VCs out there. But they raised $11 million. They used that money really well. They've built an amazing technology like, the Detroit sequencer. They put the money also into the community. But you can see the gains that these VCs make, right? Like, look at this, man. This VC made 110x back in 2021 on the return, right? They bought Metis for $3. And I think back then Metis went to five, I think between $500 and $600. So you can see how crazy the gains are if you are a venture capital, right? So that's why I'm always saying VCs are not your friends, okay? They're there to dump on you. So there you go. That's really the topic about the VCs. Exchanges, right? You can buy Metis pretty much everywhere if you live in the US. You can buy it from Binance if you have access to that. You can buy it on KuCoin. You can buy Metis on Crypto.com, and you can also buy Metis on Coinbase, right? So it's very US friendly and also Europe friendly. The only sad thing is that I cannot buy it on Bybit because that's the main exchange I personally use. So market cap and revenue, right? So the market cap as we speak right now is 188 million. It can be a little bit higher, but that's what I've in front of me right now. I used Masari to figure out the revenue, and you can see, right? They measure the market cap from the bear market all the way to the semi bull run that we're in, and you can see here they only made like 0.1 million revenue, but then you can see in Q1 in 2024 when altcoins really raised up, they almost made $2 million. So yeah, they are making revenue. So it's a healthy, little crypto business so far. They are getting a revenue from fees for people using the blockchain, and also fees from the network itself. Here's a little graph about the market cap, how much growth it had. I think AR, so the community that I have, that we run, we got in around October 2023. The green is the circulating market cap, and you can see that steady growth. And look at that, it came all the way back down again. So, for me, that would be a potential opportunity. So that's really the revenue. Good to see that they're making steady revenue. Always nice to see from a blockchain that they make money. Conclusion: Metis, has made Ethereum more efficient by improving transaction speeds, reducing cost, and scaling smart contract deployment. The decentralized sequencer guarantees there are no single points of failure, enhancing both security and decentralization. Also, the strength of Metis lies in its growing community of developers and users who are pushing the platform's innovation and adoption forward. So, hope you like the fundamental analysis so far. Let's dive into the technical analysis. Hey, let's dive into the technical analysis. So, as you can see, I am looking into the Metis chart. I'm using the Gate.io chart because it had the most data, right? So I can see the price history and what happened there. So let's dive in. Metis started, to get listed back in May 2021. Since then, it went on a freaking tear, right? It did almost 100x, as you can see. This was because of the hype back then of it being a mother of Vitalik coin. That was what it was known as, because it didn't have the technology that we talked about, back in the FA. So since then came down, had a tough bear market. The Metis community, they suffered a lot. They went through a lot of changes, but they survived, right? Me and AR and the whole community, we entered around October. We made some nice profits here. And personally, I do think that Metis is sitting at a pretty nice level here. It's holding old support from September 2021. Also, all the support that you see here from February as well. And since Bitcoin went to 48K, it's been holding the same level. Yeah, you had some wicks underneath the box, but it always deviated back above. So that's pretty nice. That means there is some seller exhaustion there, till of course proven otherwise. If it would go more down, then I would aim for $23. I was aiming for that first, but it never came. And now we are holding, and we're looking to potentially reverse it, right? So let's use the weekly 10 and the weekly 10 and the weekly 21 EMA. As you can see, it's been underneath the weekly 10, since June, when it's tried to reverse, but actually it just made a new lower high. So I want Metis actually to get above 36, close above it, and then show a sign of strength, right? The same way you did here, right? And see something like this, right? You have the weekly 10 grinding up, weekly 21 grinding up as well, and you see the price close above it for a couple weeks, right? And then show the true sign of strength, and then have your, your true run up, right? And then of course, right, get rid of these, local highs, because right now you're still in this downtrend, right, where you make lower highs, because there's no argument to be made here, you can maybe say, right, this is still a higher low from this point, right, but I'm talking about the, when I made that high, and since then it's been in a short-term, downtrend. So we need to take it step by step, right, and the first step for Metis would be a break of the midline around $40 right there. So the midline is a level that I make in the middle of two boxes, right? And you can see some, inflection points where it, used at some resistance, but it's not true resistance. It's just the middle of the, of the price action. Okay, so you want this to break $40 first, and then you can aim for higher levels, 44, 48, and all those other resistance levels that you can see here in the past, right? You can see some wicks there, wick there, right? Some price actions in the middle where you use as supports. You can see all that inflection right there. So there's a long way to go for Metis. And I do think at these levels, it's a big opportunity. There's some nice gains to make here. The question always, that people are gonna ask, is this ever gonna go back to all-time highs? Nobody's gonna, nobody can, say yes or no to that. We're gonna have to see. Some projects go back to their old all-time highs, some don't. But, honestly, if you enter at these low risk areas, even if this would go back to $100 or $120, that's still a nice, 2x to a 3x gain. So yeah, I think that's it for now for the technical analysis, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.